welcome back to my channel. Good to have you here, and I just want to say a huge hello to my new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming over. I'm delighted to have you, and I hope you enjoy my content because it's going to be quite varied. It will range from everything from vlogs, makeup, life, God knows what else. I don't know. It's just a journey of life basically. But I'm very excited to have you all here, so thank you so much for subscribing. On today's video, I'm going to be doing part 2 of the eyeshadow tag, which I did about a week ago, I think. The content creator that I found this tag on was Samantha March, but as I was looking through other like people's kind of tags, what they were using, I found this other set. So I'm going to use them because I thought they were kind of cool as well. So I said I'll do the two, like why not? And this set of questions brought up different palettes and different memories for me and stuff. So I thought this one was kind of cool as well. So I was like, I'll do the two. But before we get into this video, kindly hit that subscribe button and that like or dislike button depending on your preference. All is good by me. And don't forget to leave me a comment as well. I'd love to hear from y'all. So I have written out all the questions here in front of me and we're just going to dive right in. So the first question is the newest palette that I have. The newest palette that I have would have been my Marilyn Monroe. This one was from Revolution Pro. And that's what it looks like on the inside. Very pretty colours. Everything's kind of muted but metallic at the same time. Colour wise it's nothing fancy, but that would be my newest palette. I actually haven't really used it properly yet either, so it's very new. The oldest palette that I own, now this took some doing because I was like, what do I have that's actually really old? And then I was like, go through your MAC stuff because I collect MAC Christmas collections, just the Christmas ones. I tried to collect the MAC Marilyn collection, but back then when that came out I was living in Ireland and I had to ring, like MAC was not very well, it was popular but it was only like in Dublin, so I remember ringing up Brown Thomas trying to get them to reserve it for me and they couldn't because it was obviously that kind of a collection. But then I made friends with one of the makeup artists in there and he eventually got me. He knew I was good for it. Like if I said I'm coming up, like I'll stick to my word. And I remember when this collection came out I was like, this collection is everything. This collection, oh my God, it was the Snow Globe collection and I loved it. I bought so many pieces of that and every time I was like, I'm going to Dublin. Yeah, we're going to Dublin. And I would always either go to Dundrum, Brown Thomas in Dundrum or Brown Thomas in City Centre. And I think I bought this in Brown Thomas in City Centre. And I remember I got the pigments then in Dundrum. But I have no idea where the pigments are. I think they might still be in Ireland, in my dad's house. But this is the MAC Snow Globe eyeshadow collection, and you can still see, like, I remember getting stopped at like security in Dublin Airport over this because it's got liquid in it, and I was like, I can't take the liquid out, and I was like, ask the girls in MAC, like it's literally right behind you because they're going to take it off me and put it into like something. I was shitting it. I was like, oh, don't take my palette. But these are the colours that are in it. Most of them are, I think the only two that you can still get is Tracks and Black Tide, which is this one, and I think that's it. Yeah, everything else was just either for the palette or, yeah, I think they were just for the palette, to be fair. Yeah, Tracks, Black Tide. I think Shadowy Lady might be still around, but if not, it probably is gone now at this stage because they keep switching things in and out now lately. Most expensive palette I own. Right, so this one was kind of tricky because I have a lot of my palettes are quite expensive, and especially the ones that I kind of make up myself. So if I was to go out and buy, we'll say, a palette, this would have been the most expensive palette I own. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Intense Eye Palette. Comes in at £60, ladies and gentlemen. £60 for an eyeshadow palette. Now this was gifted to me, so thankfully I didn't have to pay for it, but I love the colour story on this. I think it's absolutely fabulous. Can you see it there? Oh, sugar. Hold on, I didn't even turn on my light. Oh, much better. There we go. Can you see that there? See, them colours are absolutely fabulous. And if you know me at all, like, because I've kind of got green eyes, I love either wearing reds, purples, greens. I know I do wear the odd brown smoky because that's just because I'm being lazy. That would be the most expensive one I own, technically, if I'm going out to buy. But my other most expensive palette would probably be this one, my MAC Pro Build It Yourself kit. Now, I obviously, because I used to work for MAC, I obviously got a nice discount. But if you don't work for MAC, you'd have to buy this, and it does get costly. The container itself is, I think it's £10, and then each eyeshadow after that, or the pans, are £10. Now, they could have changed. I haven't been keeping up to date as to what's going on. And when I used to work there, I used to just buy because I was like, well, I like the stuff, and you know, the cost of it didn't really bother me because I was like, I'm getting a half price anyway. So I actually never really paid much attention as to how much I was actually spending on things, apart from brushes. I was always cautious with them because they're quite expensive in there. But when it came to eyeshadows and lipsticks, I was just like, yeah, just give me. But as you can see, like, these colours here are fabulous. Let me see, get this thing right. As you can see, these colours here are absolutely fabulous. This one is my favourite. This one's steamy. I love this one. And I love tracks as well. And yeah, I just love these eyeshadows. But all in all, as the most expensive palette, this is definitely it, because each eyeshadow would have cost £10, and then the container is £10. So it does wind up being quite an expensive palette. Like, you're looking at £90, £120 just for the eyeshadows alone, and then £10 extra, so £130. Yeah, that would be my most expensive, like, actually monetary wise, that would be it. The most affordable palette I own is probably my e.l.f. quads. See them here? I just find them really, really good. They were only like, now they were £3. They are actually gone up now to £4. But when I bought them, they were £3 each. So, but they are good. They're pigmented. They do the job. A little bit of work is involved in blending, but like, if you don't mind that, you're fine. You're away with it. Great value for £4, really. And they're the most affordable ones I have. It's £4 each now, by the way, not £4 for the lot of them. Most colourful palette. I have a lot of colourful palettes, so it was kind of a bit hard for me to decide, but I did decide on the 35B from Morphe. I have this one quite a while. I rarely ever use it, to be fair, unless I'm doing specific kind of looks. But this is definitely the most colourful. I've actually lost one here. I don't know where that one is. But yeah, this is definitely my most colourful one. So the smallest palette I own, obviously, would be these little e.l.f. quads. But if you're looking at it in the context of the smallest palette I own with the most amount of eyeshadows, it would be this Inglot. It's the Inglot, what is it, Freedom System. And in this I have 4, but technically I have 12. 3, 6, 9, 12, yeah. I love all the shades in this. I found it's a really, really good concept of having your eyeshadow pan divided into 3 sections, and you have 3 tones of the same shade. So yeah. They're all mattes, by the way, so there's obviously no, there's no, you know, mixing of shimmers and that. But I just find the concept really, really good, and you can obviously get a lot of palettes, or a lot of colours in there. The biggest palette I own is probably this Revolution. I bought this in a while ago, I can't even remember. I think this is when Revolution was still under the Tam Beauty label. I bought this. It's 144 eyeshadows. But honestly, I never use it because, well, I never need them. You know, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. What I will say, the pigments in this are really, really good. As you can see, like, there's some in the middle there that are swatched and pinched at. But it's a really, really good palette, especially for, like, as I said, like, kind of costume makeup or anything like that. It's really handy to have, because it's got all the colours. What else are we on? That's the biggest. Palette with the best memory. Right, so a lot of my makeup has memories, and I always remember where I bought it, who gave it to me, what the situation was. My MAC one would be like, I have a lot of MAC memories, because this one is one of my favourite ones, because I bought my sister one. We had the same stuff, even though that one was for green eyes, the one for her was for blue eyes. And I just think it was a really nice thing that me and her had the same stuff at that Christmas, and I think it was one of the Christmases as well that I could actually afford to do it, so it was a nice memory for me to have that I could actually do that for my sister. But recently, the palette with the best memory would have to be my Batman DC. I was so excited to get this. This was gifted to me, and I just love it. How cool is that? I love all the shades. I'm just like, I actually haven't used this palette yet, but I just love it. It's so nice. Like, I love all the colours. I have swatched them, so I know they are true to their tones and true to their colours. But yeah, my partner got me that, so I was really, really happy with that, because I'm a massive Batman fan. Batman and Superman, they're my things. I was actually talking about this the other night, and it was actually my dad that got me into Superman and Batman. And I don't even think he realised he did. He was a mad Superman fan, and he would always like sit down and have, what was your man's name? Christopher Reeve, God bless him. When he was Superman, my dad would sit there and watch his movies and I'd sit there with him. And then all of a sudden I got into Batman through me and my dad watching Superman. So yeah, that's my little intro into the DC world. Palettes worth the hype. Now, these palettes were definitely worth the hype, and I was so happy I got them at a price that is like not going to break me. These Huda Beauty palettes, they are absolutely amazing. They are £25 retail. I got these for, I think it was either £7 or £9.99 in TK Maxx, but honestly, they're so good. Like, oh, absolutely beautiful, beautiful pigments. Like, I think there was only one shade, which was this one here, the matte, that I actually found difficult to blend out. But no, do you know what? It wasn't even that it was difficult to blend out. It was actually that it was difficult to swatch. There's a cat watching me. Yeah, it was difficult to swatch, but when I actually went to use it to smoke out the look, it was fine. There wasn't a loss on it. And then there's this. I love this palette. So, you see that there? So that's the green one. And then straight to the purple one. So them two were definitely worth the hype. They are like retail £25, which is a lot. Like that'd be £50 for two of them, whereas I got two of them for under 20. Bargain! Fave palette from favourite brand. So my favourite palette from my favourite brand, again, MAC, is this. Oh, I should show you the front of it first. Is this palette here. I absolutely love it. I wish they'd came out with palettes sooner, like apart from, you know, the make your own ones. These retail, I think, at about £40. I could be mistaken. But I just love this palette. I love all the neutrals. I love the shimmers. I love this one. Now, some of these colours, you can't actually buy them separately. You have to just get them in the palette, which sucks a little bit. Yeah, like Fan the Flame, Dada Issues. Rule you can get on its own. Amber Lights you can get on its own. Embark you can get on its own. But then that's only 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the whole palette you can buy on its own. But all the other colours are like exclusive to this palette. So that kind of sucks. But you can always find other ones in other things, you know, in other places. But yeah, it's a good palette. I really like it. It's like, when I used to work there, it was one of my go-tos for looks. I just found it the easiest palette, and it suits so many different types of skin tones as well. So it was beautiful. Definitely one of my favourites. Palette not worth the hype. So I don't really go for hypey makeup. Like, I buy it when I can afford it, and most of the time it's like when it's reduced or on sale somewhere. But this palette I got, it's the Jaclyn Hill Armed and Gorgeous from Morphe. Beautiful colour story. Like, obviously, you know me and my oranges, and I love this because this colour looks really nice here. And I bought it because this is kind of like, I could use these colours, you know, if I'm doing like a green eye look, and then if I really want to make my eyes pop, I can use these. And it's also got the tricolour in as well, so I was like, yeah, I'll get that. And I literally got it for £5. I don't know if it's any good or not because I haven't used it yet. I know. I only bought it so I could like bump up the package and get it for free. But some palettes that I have here that are absolutely useless, and I just never use them because I just like, don't know what to do with you. This is a Kiko Milano. This is colour, I have no idea what the Rain Smoky Shadow this is called. That's what it looks like from Kiko Milano. A bit of sellotape on the top. Sit there from Kiko Milano. I'll show you what the inside looks like, because I'm just like, this colour story makes no sense. Like, literally no sense. I just don't like it. But I'm not going to get rid of it either, because just in case I ever need it. And then the other one that it's from a brand that I kind of know, but I'm not really too familiar with. I've bought a few things off them in the past. Some of them hits, some of them misses. This one is, yeah, no. I just can't seem to use it. I really tried. I'm going to try harder. But I just hate the way like these little ones are so small. And then you've got like this big colour here. Like, who's going to use that? Like, couldn't you have put this colour as that colour and then, you know, give me a small green? Because it just doesn't seem to make sense. And then, especially with the colour Bone, this little shade here, the Bone, like, whatever you want to call it. I always call these colours Bone if they're kind of beigey. Why give me a small one? Could I have done with a big one? You know? And then there's nothing really dark enough to actually use. You know? Like, they could have got out with this peachy. Like, who needs that? Put a brown in there. I just thought it was really annoying. So, yeah, it's not one that I reach for very often, if ever. Yeah, so that was definitely, did not go to the hype of Essence at all. Most used palette. Right, so I have two that I constantly go to because I'm trying to use them up and hit pan. They were the what was it, salted caramel, and I have no idea what this one was, but it was the bright pink one because I broke the palettes. As you can see, they're well loved, really well used. I've hit pan on a lot on this one. I think I'm going to hit pan soon on that one there, and possibly this one here, and maybe that one there because that one gets a lot of use as well. You see that one there in the middle, just that one in there. Yeah, they're really, really good. I really recommend them. They were dupes of, is it Urban? No, not Urban Decay. Too Faced. They're chocolate palettes. So I was not paying 30 odd pound for them. So I got these for £8 from Revolution. And yeah, they're my most used because they're my everyday kind of makeup look if I'm actually going to bother to wear makeup every day, which I don't. But yeah, that is it. That is the 12 questions. Hope you enjoyed this video and looking through some of my other palettes. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. It's been quite quick. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall talk to you again in my next one. Talk to you real soon. Bye. Mwah.